Hey everyone, Jones here, and welcome back to the story of how I became a lifestyle, passable, sometimes full-time, sometimes part-time crossdresser. Just a quick recap of the story so far. I started dressing in my mom's things way back when I was 7 or 8, and kind of did it on and off, all the way through just kind of like my whole childhood and adolescence. Then, for 8 long years, most of high school and college for me, I completely gave it up. Like, cross-dressing wasn't a thing that I did or thought about or had any interest in whatsoever. Like, it wasn't even a thought that ran through my head at any point during those 8 years. And that was a really, really good thing for me. So, like, during my early years, I did it just kind of like going about my life. And, it was this fun little, like, kind of secret hobby of mine. Afterwards, I then was able to have 8 years to myself to just kind of develop myself, learn more about who I was. Especially the college years, when I was 200 miles away by myself. Those were, like, so important to me. So important, because I was far away from my family, far away from my parents. I was able to just kind of live my life and not kind of really think about this, worry about this, what this really was for me. I was able to just kind of examine myself, learn more about who I was. So when I did finally get back into dressing, I was ready. I was much more of an open-minded person. I didn't have a lot of the thoughts and beliefs that my parents had kind of instilled in me. Like, I was very much my own free-thinking human being. And that was so important. And the universe, or whatever powers that be, just noticed this, recognized this, and said that, Josh, you are ready. You are ready to get back into this. And it may sound a little weird, a little out there, but believe me, it truly felt as if the universe was giving me a sign to get back into crossdressing. And now, here's where the story picks up. So, after my whole 8-year-long hiatus, 8-year-long of just being away from this, it was during my 5th year in college. And, I didn't think about dressing once, not at all. So, like, my 5th and final year of college, I think it was the day after Halloween. I was walking to campus. Just kind of a cold, lonely morning, no one else was really there. And, I took the path that I usually take, and right there, I turned a corner, and laying on top of a little shrub was a blonde wig. And I just looked at this thing, and for whatever reason, I wanted it. And so, I'm looking at this thing, and look around, there's no one in sight, so grab that stuff in my backpack and just keep on going to class. Holy crap, I found a wig. Holy crap, I found a wig. It excited me. I don't know why. It just, like, excited me so much. And then I came back to my dorm room, and, the first thing I did was pull that wig out and plop it on my head and look at myself in the mirror, and I look fucking ridiculous. I'm always, because it's like a fucking, like, platinum blonde wig, and I have all this, like, this, like, little scruffy beard, and this is like my natural hair color, so it was like, this dark black brown beard. With this wig on, I look fucking ridiculous. But so having that wig though wasn't what made the cross-dressing bug come back and bite me. So this quarter of my 5th year in college was really weird, because every single week, I found something. Let's see, I found the wig the week of Halloween. I found a pair of women's skinny jeans that just so happened to be my size. Draped over, like, the side of a dumpster, probably because someone was moving out. So I took those. I found a bra in the washroom, and, like, a makeup bag in one of the empty classrooms that I was working in. Now, I don't really consider myself... No, I don't see myself as a thief. I do like to think I have a sense of honor about things. So I didn't, take those things immediately. I left them there long enough for whoever lost them to finally come back and, take them. But they never did, so, after, like, a week or so, I took them for myself. What else? I found, like, a pair of fishnet stockings once. I don't know how that happened. They were just lying, like, in the middle of the walkway. But, like, I'm not kidding. I found, like, a new, like, treasure, like, every single week. So by the end of the quarter, I had practically a whole outfit. So during winter break, when I went back home, I bought a pair of boots, of course, and took them back with me for when I went back to school for winter quarter. And so winter quarter, I had kind of a complete outfit. And I would, anytime like my roommate was out, like I would wear like my entire thing. So like boots, jeans. I didn't have like a top, but I would wear like the bra and stuff it with probably rolled up socks. And I wore like one of my got like my smallest college hoodie over it, and the wig, and I shaved myself as best I could, and put on what little makeup was left in that bag. And this was kind of the whole start of it. This was when I kind of looked at myself and told myself, yeah, I kind of like this. I'm not just putting on clothes, I'm actually making myself look presentable, look not passable yet. I mean, I tried. I did want to be passable, but I was very far from it. But that didn't stop me. That didn't stop me from just enjoying myself. So if my roommate was off like for the weekend camping, I would be dressed my whole thing in my room hanging out. And I kind of wanted to take it a step further. I didn't want to just be in my room. I wanted to actually be on campus. So on the weekends, when the campus is completely dead and empty, I would stuff everything in my backpack, walk out. I used to explore the campus a lot, and I know that there is a bathroom that you can actually lock from the inside, so no one else can get in. And so I would go there and shave and dress and do everything, put it all on, and then actually go walk around the campus when it was completely dead and empty. No one saw me, and if they did, they were like so far away, and I did my best to kind of avoid anyone because I didn't want to run into anybody. But it's weird, like it's like I don't know. I guess from my little like weekly treasures, I found a wig and a makeup bag. That's probably what instilled the whole idea of being passable. It wasn't just like the little cross-dressing bug coming back and biting me. It was also like a passability bug, I guess, biting me too. And I don't know, like I'm the kind of person that always kind of wants a little more, wants to always take things a step further, just to kind of see how far I can go. So going out in public, like, it just seemed like a natural step, why keep this confined to my dorm room, let's just go out. And, I didn't interact with anybody, I avoided everyone like the plague, but I was walking out on campus, being out in public, being free, and I loved it. And, in the name of escalating things a little further, I stopped taking my stuff over to that empty bathroom, dressing, walking around, coming back to the bathroom, undressing, coming back. I started actually doing all my dressing in my dorm room itself. And then walking through the building, with the risk of running into one of the other people living on the flat. Because this was a boys-only flat. And here I am dressed like a woman going through the building. Thankfully, no one ever saw me. Also, thankfully, I never forgot my keys. I did that quite a few times. It was exciting. There was always the risk that someone was going to see me, someone was going to find me. But, I don't know, it just made it a little more exciting, really. And so I would kind of leave there, go out on campus, and just, I don't know. I started just kind of walking at first, then I started bringing my homework and kind of doing my work in empty classrooms. But, early on, like, that was the start. So I said that I keep saying that this is something that I've done, that I've been dressing passably for the past 7.5 years. That's where it started. That's where it started. My 5th and final year of college. Dressing up, and while looking rather shitty, I was still making myself as passable as I possibly could and going out in public, and it was amazing. I mean, it wasn't much, I was just walking around, but I don't know, just the thrill of being out in public and knowing that anyone could find me, it was just exciting. As weird as it is, it was just so exciting. So then after college, I came back home, and I still had my clothes and stuff, and, being home, I wanted to do this more, I wanted to take things further. I wasn't working quite yet, and everyone else was off at school and work, so I, took advantage of this time. So I would actually start, dressing and going out in public. And I gotta say, I gotta give myself major props for doing it, because I look at myself now. Okay, you're seeing me now. Okay, like this is, you know, how I go. This is my level of quality for how I present myself in public and let people see me. I was nowhere near this. I don't have I never took a picture of myself back then. I never took pictures back then. That was before. But oh my god, I looked like shit. Okay. I mean, first off, like I had like, you know, these dark eyebrows and then this platinum blonde wig on my head. My razor was like a piece of crap, so it didn't quite get all the stubble perfectly. I still had kind of a mustache shadow that the makeup really didn't like cover all that well, and you know, I didn't have a concealer. I just had like foundation, and so like things weren't really well covered. Plus, like my outfit wasn't exactly great. It was just a college hoodie that I still wore, and my jeans, my boots, and I would walk around public, and I would just I would go out and kind of like, you know, hit up stores and browse, or go to the mall and just kind of walk around and just sort of get lost in the crowd. But oh my god, I cannot believe I was actually, I guess at the time I thought I looked pretty good. At the time. I think of myself how I was back then, and oh my god, I want to like throw up because I look so terrible. I know I look so terrible. I remember one time I was out and there was this little kid. I was like browsing, I don't know what I was in like some store. But like some kid was like looking at me. He was like trying to get like his mom's attention, like pulling at her skirt. He's like, "Mommy, mommy, look, look." Yeah, so that kid was not fooled, trust me. And I avoided people, like I wouldn't look at them. I'd kind of keep my head down, and I would like, you know, turn to different aisles just to kind of keep away from people. But I'm pretty sure I got a lot of really weird looks. I mean, I still do every now and then, but today it's like a really rare thing. Back then, oh my god. Ugh. I'm so embarrassed for my past self for having been able to go out like that. God, I wish I had a picture, because I look like shit. Now, I'm still, like, you know, broke. I haven't quite gotten my first job at Michael's yet. So a lot of the things that I wore were things that I found on the street. Just kind of discarded items. So eventually I found a t-shirt, and that was, like, a really cool thing for me. It's like, oh my god, a woman's, like, just plain shirt. That's awesome. And that means I could actually wear that and not have to wear like my full-on pullover hoodie. I can just wear like my like zipper hoodie, and there we go. Like that was actually a huge like plus for me. I love that. And then I found that red and black jacket that I like to wear a lot. And then I found this red and black jacket just on the side of the road, and like I like this thing. This is like the one thing that I've kept. Like I love this thing. Like to this day, I still wear it. But like, you know, kind of, and I found like another pair of pants and like another bra, and like, I don't know, it's like, you know, I kind of have my little collection of, you know, just kind of discarded things, but like I kind of took them, and these things may have been, you know, one man's trash, but to me, it was these are my treasures. These breathed life into this new exciting thing for me. Now, at the time, I don't think I would really call it lifestyle. It was still very much the realm of hobby. It was still like the secret thing that I did for myself that I really, really loved to do. As odd as it was. But I did want to do it better. I always want to do things better. So, after like the makeup in the makeup bag finally dwindled away, I decided, and at that point I finally had like my first job at Michael's. That's a depressing story. Anyways, when I finally had that job, and actually had money to spend, that's pretty much the first thing that I threw money at. Now, I mean, I was still kind of broke, so I shopped at like thrift stores and bought things. I bought, you know, cheap-ass dollar store makeup. I bought like a Halloween wig from Kmart. Oh god. Yeah, so this is the period where I did start taking pictures. And, you know, it's not bad. You know, it's, given what I had, like what I could afford at the time, it's not terrible, you know? This is kind of back when I started like checking out girls again for, what am I even doing? This is when I started checking out girls again for like their outfits and kind of learning about how to wear certain clothes, how to wear certain pieces together. And I got enough things just to kind of be able to, you know, try these different combinations out. And that was a lot of fun, doing things like that. And a lot of my own experience when it comes to putting outfits together kind of comes from that, from seeing other girls and kind of trying that thing, trying those kind of outfits on for myself and saying, well, okay, I kind of like this. This looks good on me. This does not look good on me. Don't wear this ever again. I hate maxi dresses, by the way. And in the name of trying to be, passable, I had to, make my body look, well, feminine. So, hips, for example, were like a really big thing for me. My shoulders were actually a little broad, but, I can't do anything about that. But I can make my hips look a little wider. So I actually got some, it was like 1-inch upholstery foam, and I would cut out kind of this oblong shape out of them. And I would wear them underneath like compression shorts, because they were tight enough to actually keep them on me, so they wouldn't slide down. And that wasn't bad. The compression shorts did a good job of just kind of like, squeezing them in and kind of making it a bit more roundy looking. But it did a good job. Like, my hips were probably a bit too wide at the time, but I didn't complain. Like, I was pretty happy with them. I also back then would tape my chest. I don't do that anymore. I just grown comfortable enough with my body to not need to do that anymore, but taping my chest was something I used to do because I wanted to create cleavage. And me at the time, had to be 100% passable, had to do everything I possibly could, so having cleavage was a really big thing for me. Just to kind of show off what I mean, you just kind of tape your chest together, and, voila. Looks like you got boobies. Or at least, along the top, it looks like you do. Now, in the interest of keeping my secret hobby a secret, I recognized that there were a number of things that I absolutely could not do at all. I couldn't make any sort of permanent or long-lasting changes to my body. That included painting my nails, or even something like just shaving my arms, or like any of my body, really. So when I did go out, I would always wear jackets. I would always wear some sort of long-sleeved jacket or like covering of some sort, just to hide my arms. If you wear a wig long enough, it leaves kind of an impression kind of along your forehead. So I always made sure that I would get home early enough before my mom got home, at least an hour, just so I can take off my wig and give my forehead enough time to just kind of like, let that impression finally kind of, wear off, go away. So this first 5 years for me, because again, I've been doing this for 7.5 years. I know I keep saying that, sorry. But those first 5 years, starting with college and walking around my campus and onward, it's like I wanted to do, I just wanted to be passable. I wanted to do this as best I could. And it hadn't become a lifestyle yet. It didn't become a lifestyle until I found this look. At the time, though, those 5 years, it was still very much a hobby. Still very much something that I did just for the fun of it, really. Just to be out there, be in public, and I don't know, just kind of blend in, just be someone out in the world and be accepted by all these strangers. But being out in public like that, it was still a really limited experience for me. I only shopped at like places with self-checkouts, so I wouldn't have to talk to people. If I wanted to try on clothes, I only went to places where the fitting rooms weren't guarded by anybody. I could just come and go as I please. I did everything I could to just kind of avoid any sort of like communication with other people. And don't get me wrong, I did think I looked a lot better. Like, I thought I looked really good at the time, but again, I always think I looked great at the time. But looking back, I think I looked a little not great. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. I definitely went a little crazy with, especially with the shoe buying. God, I own so many boots. I have a problem. I have a huge problem. But that went on for, like 5 years. And, well, maybe closer to 4.5. And so, working part-time at Michael's, I had a lot of random free days off. A lot of times I'd get home early enough before my mom did. So, I had a lot of time to just dress and, hang out at home if I wanted to, or go out in public if I wanted to. And, I had a lot of time to experiment and practice, and it was so fun. those first 5 years of my life, of like this life, was so fun for me. But you know, I did put it away for a while. I put it away when I hit kind of a really low point in my life, and I didn't really want to do this anymore for a long while. But that's a whole other story. But afterwards, when I finally got myself to a better place, realized that I wanted to, you know, make my life better, that's when I also jointly decided that I wanted to do this better. I wanted to make Joanna better. Or, well, yeah, Joanna, because I didn't go by Jones at the time. And that we'll cover next time. To make Jones better, I did everything better. I got better quality everything. And that became the look that you see today. So I've been dressing for the past 7.5 years. The first 5 years, I looked like shit. Hey, Timo. What's up, buddy? Come on. Okay, dude. Nah, what's up, buddy? Oh, that tail's in overdrive. What's up, bud? You need me to take you out? Oh, I'll take you out soon. I'd probably cut it here, huh? Yeah, so we will cover... I am so glad you're okay with this. With the whole Josh Jones thing. I was always afraid he was gonna get, start barking at me. Alright, I'll take you out. Okay, so next sorry, Timo was kind of cutting things short. So next time, yeah, we will get into the story of my don't scratch it. The story of my current look. The third part of my story. And this, and how much happier things have been for me. Okay. Sorry, so anyways, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next time. Bye!